Okay, previously you had learned how to find slope given a graph, and we used the idea of rise over run. Now we're going to find slope using if I give you two particular points. And it's really the same idea. Basically what you're going to be doing is taking the y value, subtracting them, and this is really your rise, which is how many units go up in a graph. And then you're going to divide it by your x coordinates, and that's going to be your run, how many units you go across. So if I give you 2 points, if you want to label your points, that might be helpful. So your first set of coordinates will be x1, y1. Your second set will be x2, y2. So we're going to take the y's and subtract it. So 15 minus 5. And then do the same thing with the x's. But since I started with the 15, you want to start with the 0 on the x. 0 minus 2. And we get 10 over negative 2. And you want to make sure you always reduce all the way. And this is going to get you all the way to negative 5. Now, you could actually flip this, but if you're going to flip it, you have to flip both which x and which y that you start with. So if you want to do 5 minus 15, that's fine, but then you would also have to start with the 2 and do 2 minus 0. And notice you get the exact same answer. So as long as you do the same order on the y's on the top, same order on the x's on the top, you'll get the same answer. Okay, so let's try the next couple. So again, if it helps to label it, you can. If you don't need to, that's fine. So 0 minus 4. Sometimes it helps to cross out those numbers so you don't get it confused. And then notice it's the second one. It's 10 minus a negative 2, right? You're always subtracting, but because you have a minus minus, this will just turn into a plus. So negative 4 over 12. Then you want to reduce. You can use your calculator to reduce if you need to, but we always want a fraction for your answer. So this is negative 1/3. Okay. Next one is 3 minus negative 1. And then I have negative 1 minus 3. Again, this becomes a plus plus. 4 divided by negative 4, which gives me a negative 1. Try the next 3 on your own and then pause the video and then restart it to check it. Here I have 1 minus 1 over 3 minus 5. And you have 0 divided by negative 2. 0 divided by any number is always 0. So you're just going to write this as 0. 12 minus 10 over 9 minus 7. 2 over 2 is 1. Here, negative 3 minus 7 over negative 2 minus 2. Negative 10 over negative 4. Negative over negative is a positive, and this reduces to 5/2. Okay, we're going to take a look at one last problem that's a special case. And this is what the graph looks like. It's a vertical line. Let's go ahead and pick 2 points to use. So this is the point 2, 1. This is the point 2, 4. And let's go ahead and come up with the slope just like we would normally do. So we're going to do the y's, 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 2. Now if you do this, you're going to end up with 3 divided by 0. Now that itself is not a number. If you type this in the calculator, you're going to actually get an error. So this is called undefined. So anytime you see a vertical line, your slope is always undefined. Now what you'll notice though is I can tell right away this is going to be undefined because the reason why it's undefined and you end with a 0 on the bottom is because both x's are the same. So when you subtract the x's on the bottom, you always get that 0. So if you notice that right away, then you can just say undefined. So notice, look at all these problems here. Notice these x's are the same. X's are the same. X's are the same. X's are the same. So all of these, when you go ahead and do the slope formula, you're going to end up with a 0 on the bottom. So all of these will have a slope of undefined.